we dive into today's video, I do want to remind you guys that we did pull the winner for this Q-Fig. His name is Matt Kenna. Matt Kenna, please come and claim your Q-Fig. Slide into our DMs over on Instagram and let us know where to ship this because you won. If we don't hear from you within 2 weeks' time, we will pick a new winner. All right, guys, with that said, let's dive into today's video. What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Wednesday pull list. Today is Tuesday, February 14th of 2023. Tomorrow is New Comic Book Day, and holy guacamole, there are so many amazing comic books coming out tomorrow. I had to increase my top 5 list to my top 6, and the amount of books that are on my almost top 5 is almost the rest of my pull list. That's right, almost the entirety of my pull list made the almost top 5, because that's how many good books are coming out tomorrow. So let's not waste any more time, because this might be a little bit of a longer video, so let's dive right in, and I'm going to show you guys every single book I'm picking up this week, because I'm going to show you my pull list. Now, as you guys can see, that is my pull list right there, but you guys can't see what books are actually here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it up on screen right now, guys. There are 21 books on my pull list, which is a lot, but it's not the most I've ever had. And of these 21, there's only 2 new number ones, and I have not read 3 of the 21, so those 3 will not be able to make the top 6 list this week. So that is my pull list, and let's go ahead and dive right into the chopping block. There is one book, or I should say a series of one-shots that's on the chopping block this week, and that is the Lazarus Planet one-shots from DC Comics. Now, the main issue I'm having with these books is that we get 3 different writers with 3 different artists on each one of these books, giving us little breadcrumbs, little bits of information about characters that I think we're gonna need for the big event that's gonna happen at the end of all this Lazarus Planet stuff. But it feels disconnected and disjointed and not like all together in one thing, and that's what I'm not liking about it. Why not just add all this stuff into one big event at the end, all written by one person and art by one person, or maybe written by 2 people, not like so many different people. I just don't like it, and that is why I am chopping these from my pull list. It's just not worth it to me. I'm not enjoying them, and why spend the money on these books? All right, guys, that is the chopping block. Let's go ahead and check out my 2 cover lover picks. There are a lot of books coming out this week and a lot of great reads, but for the cover lover picks, I only have 2 covers that I'm really excited for. And the first one up is Batgirl's issue number 15. Now, this is the cover being done by Dan Mora, and I am just a huge Dan Mora fan, and I think this cover is absolutely fantastic. We got Batgirl, or I should say the 3 Batgirls, and Nightwing on the cover. We got this bright pink background. We got Batgirl with her cape open with a vibrant yellow. It is just fantastic. Now, the next cover up is for Wildcats issue number 4. This is the 1 in 25 Dan Hip incentive cover. You guys know, if you've watched these videos, you know I am a huge Dan Hip fan, and this cover reminds me a lot of the Batman issue number 120, the Dan Hip cover where he's sipping on a cup, and you got all these little Easter eggs all over his sweater and the cup and everything else, and this is exactly like that. If you look at her tattoos and her sweater, you got these little Easter eggs for everything that is in the Wildcat book. It is so good. Dan Hip, you are such a cool artist. I really enjoy this. Guys, are you a Dan Hip fan, or do you think these covers absolutely suck? Guys, let me know down in the comments. All right, guys, with my cover lover picks out of the way, let's go ahead and move over to my new number 1 that you need to be excited about. The new number 1 that I think you guys should be excited about coming out this week is The Last Barbarian issue number 1. Now, this is written by Brian Haberin and art by Gerard Van Dyke. Now, I've mentioned this book before on my Final Order cutoff speculation video because there is a cover that I just think is absolutely fantastic, actually done by the writer of this book, Brian Haberin. But guys, the story just sounds freaking cool, so I'm gonna read the synopsis for you guys right now. You'd think in a fantastic world full of giants, magic, flying fish. It would be a world of possibility, but you'd be dead wrong here. Sylvie is a jack of all trades. She can fight with the best of them, pick most pockets, and even cast a third level spell or two. It's too bad for her that if you are a member of the guild, you are persona non grata, completely outcast from adventuring. That might be fine, except she has a disabled 7-foot-tall brother to take care of. If she can't find a job to support them, they'll be dead in a ditch in a matter of weeks. So now her only hope is a quest from a sketchy cleric who promises only a true hero can save the day. Sylvie has a lot of skills, and she'll need them all to survive this hero's journey. That just sounds like a lot of fun. It also sounds a little bit like Kaya. Not exactly, but a little bit, and a little bit darker and grittier. So I'm super excited for this book, guys. Let me know, after hearing that synopsis, are you excited for this book? Will you give The Last Barbarian #1 a chance? Guys, let me know down in the comments. All right, guys, we gotta move quick because we got a lot of books to cover on the Almost Top 5. The Almost Top 5 is filled with books that could have made the top 6 list. I say top 5 because normally my list only consists of 5. But guys, there were just too many good books this week. It was so hard to whittle down just to 6. So I'm just going to go through these books really quickly and give you a very brief idea of why I like these books so much. And the first one up is Avengers Forever, issue number 14. I believe this is the penultimate issue, the second to the last issue of this series. And this has been such a fun ride. This is from Jason Aaron and Aaron Cooter. And it's basically like an Elseworld tale, but actually it's still connected to the real 616, but we get all these fun takes on all our favorite Avengers, and it's so freaking cool. Next up is an amazing book, Door to Door, Night by Night. It's a great independent. Issue number 3 was delayed. I think it was supposed to come out last week, but it's coming out this week. This is from writer Cullen Bunn and art by Sally Cantantro. This is about a group of down and outers, basically, and they're salespeople. They go door to door selling this stuff, but you find out that the latest person to join this group of down and outers is actually a monster hunter, and it is so freaking good. And after that, we have Batman Incorporated issue number 5. This is written by Ed Brisson and art by John Timms. The art is so freaking good in this book. John Timms is amazing, but they're also making Batman Incorporated super cool, and I really enjoy Ghostmaker, and I enjoy what they're doing with him in this book. They're making him interesting, and it's cool. And after that, we have Eve, Children of the Moon, issue number 5. Now, this is coming from writer Victor LaValle and art by Joe Mayong. I want to say that's how you pronounce it, but this is a super cool book. This is the second volume of Eve. If you didn't read volume 1, go back and read volume 1. It's super cool. It's futuristic. It's post-apocalyptic. It's just super cool. These two girls are trying to save the world. They're actually clones of this original daughter of these scientists that they sent down, and the Earth is basically barely inhabitable. It's super cool, and they're doing it, but they keep running into roadblocks. It's super cool. And after that, we have Fantastic Four, issue number 4. Now, this is from Ryan North and Ivan Coelho, and this is so freaking good. I don't even like Fantastic Four, but I'm really enjoying this. The art is fantastic, and Ryan North, the first 3 issues were fantastic. We had a story with Ben Grimm and his wife, and then Sue and Reed, and then Johnny Storm, and then in issue number 4, they're all coming back together, and I can't wait. Ryan North, you are doing such a great job. And after that, we have Kaya, issue number 5. Now, this is written and drawn by Wes Craig, and this is just such a fun book. It's about a brother and sister, and I believe they're supposed to be the last humans on Earth. Their village just got destroyed. They're on the run. They're on this basically journey mission type thing, and they meet up with this group of lizard men. I guess there's lizard men on Earth now, but they're actually friendly with them, and the girl falls in love with the head lizard guy, and there's like this drama there, and the brother's supposed to be this mystic, but he can't find his mystic powers, and the girl is trying to protect him. It's just a really cool book. The art is very stylized. I really enjoy it. Wes Craig, great book. Great book. And next up is Nightclub, issue number 3. Now, this is written by Mark Millar. You guys know I like Mark Millar. And art by Juanan Ramirez. Now, this book is about vampires. You guys know I am partial to vampires. And this is just a really good book. But what is really cool, this is only $1.99. And it doesn't feel like a $1.99 book. We're getting a great story about a kid and his friends, and they get turned into vampires. and it's freaking cool. It's very high energy and it's a lot of fun. Now the last book on the almost top 5, I know it's been a lot, is Wildcats issue number 4. Now I've given the first 2 issues shit because I really wanted to enjoy this book. I like the characters of Wildcat, but issue number 4 was high energy, a lot of action, and we're finally starting to feel a little bit more of what this story could be. I don't love it, but it was really good. I enjoyed issue number 3. I'm excited to see where this story is going to go. I think it's building to something, and I really hope it's gonna be cool. And guys, again, that incentive cover, the 1 in 25 by Dan Hipp, so good. All right, guys, that is my almost top 5. Let's go ahead and dive in to my top 6. Alright guys, the book that's in the number 6 spot is Swamp Thing Green Hell issue number 2. Now guys, I am pumped for this book. Now this is written by Jeff Lemire and art by Doug Menke, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I did not read issue number 1 until Saturday. So I waited almost a full year. I've had this book for so long, but there's been such a delay between issue number 1 and issue number 2. I just didn't read it, but I'm so glad that I did. I finally read Green Hell, and holy, it was so good. It was so dark. This is set way in the future. The earth is mostly destroyed. There's little pockets of humanity. Yes, post-apocalyptic. It seems like there's so many of those stories happening right now, but this was so good. The avatars decide that it's time to wipe the slate clean. So they send an avatar of the green to go and destroy what's left. But humanity is not down and out yet, and we meet one character at the end, and I don't want to twist it, and he brings back someone else, and it is so good. And Doug Menke's art in this book is so good. Doug Menke, man, you are such a great artist, and when you get to do gore and guts, because this is Black Label, and there's a lot of that in this book, it's so good. All right, guys, if you guys have not read this prestige format book, pick yourself up a copy and get it. There's been a second printing that has a cool cover. You guys should pick that up if you missed the first printing. Such a good book. Such a good book. All right, guys, that's why that book is in the number 6 spot, because I had to talk about it. It is too good. Too good. Black Label, Jeff Lemire, Doug Menke, 6th spot. All right, guys, let's find out what's in the number 5. In the number 5 spot is Grimm issue number 8. Now this is written by Stephanie Phillips and art by Falvano. And guys, issue number 7 was so good. It is the beginning of the second story arc, and we're dealing with the ramifications from the first story arc. And I'm just gonna spoil it for you guys. So spoiler warning, if you don't want to know anything about the first arc, go ahead and skip to the number 4 book. There'll be time code down in the description below if you do. But guys, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler, guys, they're dealing with the fact that no one can die. The whole beginning of issue number 7 was them at a hospital, and people are supposed to be dying and they're not. This one guy's like holding his guts. He's like, please kill me. So good. And I also love the tease at the very, very end where we see death, like, you know, the father to the main character, and he was so cool. And I just can't wait. I cannot wait to read issue number 8 after what happened in issue number 7. People can't die, and they're going crazy because they can't die. People are walking around with like holes in their head. So good. That was such a good issue. I really can't wait to get my hands on issue number 8. If you guys didn't read the first arc, I'm sure you can pick it up and trade at this time. So pick it up, read it, get caught up, because Grimm is one hell of a ride. All right, guys, let's find out what my number 4 is. In the number 4 spot is Nemesis issue number 2. This is written by Mark Millar and art by Jorge Jimenez. Holy moly. I did not read the first volume of Nemesis, so I was not sure about how badass this was going to be. But Nemesis is exactly how it was sold. It's Batman, so it's like a billionaire vigilante type person, but has no concerns about life. He takes it at a whim. He is a 100% the most cruelest, most badass villain. The amount of people that died in that first issue was incredible. And the fact that my man, Jorge Jimenez, was on the art just made it so intense and so good. Mark Millar telling an amazing story. He is just such a great writer, in my opinion. The way that he can build a story is fantastic. And again, the cruelty of the character of Nemesis is incredible. It is so good. And again, Jorge Jimenez on art, just so good. So good. I cannot wait to see where issue number 2 goes. And if you guys look at the cover of issue number 2, is that supposed to be Nemesis as a kid, or is that gonna be like a Robin to Nemesis? If that's the case, yes, I cannot wait. All right, guys, that is my number 4. Let's find out what's my number 3. Sitting in the number 3 spot, which is normally in the middle, and we're kind of in the middle of my top 5 list, is Mosley, issue number 2. And this is written by Rob Gilroy and art by Sam Lotfi? Lotfi? I want to say that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully you pronounce it right. L-O-T-F-I, Lotfi. But guys, this book was so good. I knew it was going to be okay, but I finally just read it on Sunday, and it was way better than I thought it was going to be. So this is a story about technology basically taking over and humanity being okay with it, and now we're like living in VR and all that stuff. But the character of Mosley, oh, he does not like it, but he actually had a hand in the rise of AI, in the rise of computers, and his daughter is now in the system being one of the higher ups, and he does not like it. And at the end of this issue, he gets a power. How does he get a power? We don't know, but he is able to fight back against the machines, and so good. So good. Now, the art by Sam Lofty, it's pretty good. It's not like Jorge Jimenez, but it fits the story. I really enjoyed this book. I like the humor in it. I like the overall story. And I like the fact we're getting little teases. When he got his powers, we saw these little emblems around him. What are these emblems? Do they mean something? I don't know. And guys, I have a sneaking suspicion that the way that Mosley got powered up was by a rogue AI. And he's powering up Mosley. But do we know why? We don't. But guys, that is my suspicion. I don't know if it's true or not because I have not read issue number 2 or any more than that. So guys, read issue 1 of Mosley and join me for issue number 2 because this book is so good. Alright guys, that was my number 3. Let's find out what my number 2 is. Sitting in the number 2 spot is a great book of Trojan issue number 2. Now this is written by Daniel Kraus and art by Marco Lesko. And I have to start off by saying this is a very dark book. It deals with a lot of torture. It's a little bit like Red Room. Red Room dealt a lot with torture. It was gruesome. I could not read Red Room. It was too much for me. And there were points in this book where I was like, oh, this is really, really intense, and I don't love it. But then I kept reading, and it wasn't as bad as Red Room, but man, it is gruesome. But at the end, wow, I love this book. It was so good. I am so excited to see where this book goes. I really hope there's going to be a hero that comes up and saves the character that we met in issue number 1 because she's fantastic and she has such a crushing story. You want to help her, and I hope the character that she's with right now is going to help her. But guys, this deals with fairies and creatures and other things of like mystical nature and magic, and then brutality and torture and gruesomeness and the black web and yeah, that kind of stuff. It was really good though. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to see where issue number 2 goes. Issue number 2 has a great cover by Oliver Copel, and this is just an exciting book. I'm super excited, but again, it's dark. It was almost too much for me, but I ended up really enjoying it. I think you guys should check it out if you are an adult. If you're younger, definitely do not read this book. But guys, that is my number 2 book. Let's find out what number 1 is. The number 1 book that I'm most excited about this week, if you guys watch this channel, you guys know exactly what it is. Batman Beyond the White Knight, issue number 8, the final issue of the Beyond volume of this story, and it's been fantastic. Now, I will say issue number 7 was not as good as 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. It was just more of a lead-up book, getting all the characters in the places they needed to be. There were some really good moments in it, but I am so excited to see where issue number 8 goes because there's been a tease on the 1 in 50 cover that Superman might be joining this world. And if he does, he joins the White Knight universe. I cannot wait to see what Sean Murphy is going to do with him. Maybe, just maybe, he'll get his own Superman White Knight series, which would be incredible. Or maybe he'll just be a part of the White Knight universe, which would also be really freaking cool. Now guys, what I really love about this series is that it's an Elseworld tale using my favorite characters, because my favorite character of all time is Batman. But it's different, and it's different in a good way. We see Batman learning, we see Batman adjusting and doing things that he's never done in the main book. Like in this last issue, he accepts that he needs his family, and he wants his family to help take down this big villain. And how many times do we kind of see that in the main run, but it never really happens? Well, it's happening in this book. He also has a relationship with Harley Quinn, which is so freaking good. I know, spoiler, but guys, I've been talking about this book for so long, and I'm spoiled that so many times. But the art in this book is fantastic. And if I haven't said it already, this is written and drawn by Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy, you're one of my favorite writers and creators right now. You're just one of my favorite creators, not writers, creators, period. So good. Elseworld Tale, Batman. If you haven't been reading it, get out, pick up Volume 1, Volume 2. Volume 3 is about to be out because it's about to be finished this week. Today, actually. Because DC releases their book on Tuesday. So dumb. Move it back to Wednesday, DC Comics. But guys, that is my list. So many good books. The #1 book, I cannot wait. I'm actually going to read it next week when I get it. It's be the first thing I do when I get my books in from mycomicshop.com. I'm going to open them, I'm going to find that, and I'm going to read it because I want to find out how this ends because it's such a good book. All right, guys. That's enough of me. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up. God damn, this is a good week in comics. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of the video. And if you're still watching, I just want to let you guys know, you guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for supporting the algorithm, supporting Stephanie and I. Now, if you enjoyed that video and you enjoy comic book content and you're not subscribed to the channel, well, get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notification, and smash that like button. Last but not least, guys, I have one more request for you. Please leave a comment down below letting me know what books you're most excited about that are coming out this week on New Comic Book Day, which is Wednesday, February 15th of 2023. So many good ones. I had such a hard time actually whittling down my list to 6 books. I could have made it 10 books. There's just too many good books coming out this week. All right, guys, thank you guys for sticking around for this longer video. I'm sure I blabbed and blabbed. And it's just, I don't know, I could not stop talking about the comics coming out this week. All right, guys, I'll definitely be back on Friday with my final order cutoff speculation and recommendation video. And maybe I'll have a third one. I hope to, but maybe I won't. I don't know. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.